Hey and welcome. Today we are going to do a little VT community hangout and have a fun masterclass in EQ with our good friend Rogerio Jardim. How are you doing today, Rogerio?
I'm doing great, Nick. About yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you.
It's good to be here. Good to be here talking about music. Yeah.
So yeah, and EQ, man, you are a master at EQ. It's something that you're very passionate about, and I'm super excited to hear more from you and learn more about part of your EQ process of how you mix and think about, blending sounds together.
Yeah, I love EQ. I mean, it's something that changed for me so much. There were so many nuances that started to, you know, popping out from the mix,
Mm,
from the general mix
mm,
after I started to subtract instead of adding. I used to add frequencies like, okay, let's make it fatter, let's make it bigger. But then, talking to a friend of mine who plays in the band that I play, Edis, he was telling me, you should try to cancel some frequencies and not cancel, like subtract
subtract.
frequencies. And I said, "Oh, all right." And then I started reading about bypassing as well. So for example, a good thing about bypassing is that, for example, if your bass has a certain frequency and your bass drum has that same frequency, for sure they
Mm,
will be canceling each other.
mm.
So by bypassing a certain amount of frequency from one of the two instruments, you choose your choice,
Yep. In the
you
final
will
mix, the
be
frequency is still there. Just
right, and you'll be letting that frequency sing more, be more open, have more space to. It's all about the space, really.
that's right. The sonic space.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So, you've prepared a video for us where you are going to go through three different tracks from your song On Every Road. Can you tell us a little bit about the three tracks before we dive in? Which
yeah, I
three
believe there are
specifically?
four tracks, if I'm
Four
not
tracks?
mistaken.
Okay.
But basically, it's just a section of the song, section A, where the verse would come in, and how I prepared those instruments for that section for the voice to really shine top of. So that's basically it. It's a very, it's an easy thing that I do with this amazing plugin called Fabfilter Pro Q2.
Mm,
Uh,
cool. Yeah, we'll
it's my favorite EQ.
at the end of the video we'll circle back and talk about the specific tools and stuff you used.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Hey everyone, let me show you guys how I do subtractive EQ technique, how I apply that. We're gonna do that to those four elements on this section of the song. Um, so let's begin with the pad, the most continuous one. Okay, let's just okay. Well, basically, let me play the song for the section for you. So here you go. It's a section. Now we're gonna work the pad as the first instrument. We're gonna open my favorite EQ plugin, which is the Fabfilter Pro Q2. This is my absolute favorite. I'll show you why. Here we go. Let's play the pad. Now we can see the waves here, and what I do, I go to the highest one right here, and I double click. After that, I narrow it, and then I go all the way up. Since that was the highest peak there, I was sure that that would be in harmonic. So what I do, I just take it down. So this is without the plugin. With the plugin. So I go also on this one. Double click, narrow it, go all the way down, all the way up. And down. So this is without the plugin. This is with the plugin. So let's add the first element to it, which is this one here. This is, I wrote down a sound. Let's see here. Let's open the Pro Q. Watch the waves, how they're gonna behave. I already see those two ones over there. Probably the highest, but let's see. Nice. Now, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the melody, the marimba melody. Here it is. Do the same. Open Pro Q. Now watch the peaks. Go there. Double click. Narrow. And go to the next one. Without the plugin. more space. Nice. With the pad. All right, now the last sound, which is this one over here. Just gonna use this. Let's open ProQ. Let's see, come. Sometimes the waves are not so tall, but it's about what you are hearing, right? So I'm listening. Okay, so narrow it. Go all the way down. Good. So let's see. Let's play a section. Let's see. Nice. Let's hear one more time with the group, with everybody. The change is very subtle for us, but if you think on this atomic way, so to speak, you are making space for the frequencies to vibrate and not cancel each other. So thank you for your time. I hope it's been helpful, and we talk soon.
So can you tell us a little bit more about which which program you're mixing is? It's in Logic, Pro Tools. What are you in?
I'm an old Pro Tools user, and I still have the Pro Tools 11.
Ooh.
Yeah, but the good thing is that when I got to that point, I purchased the Pro Tools 11, and I got my plugins that I were happy with.
Mm.
My computer was becoming too old to keep updating it.
Mm.
So what I did, I just disconnected it from the internet, and I do not update anymore. So I kept my Pro Tools 11 intact with the plugin, so it always works. Every time I open the computer,
It just
boom.
works. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm still getting surprised by so many plugins. I still open plugins that I say, "Oh my God, I never really looked at that plugin. How cool is that?" You know. So,
What
anyways,
what's an example of the what's the most interesting plugin you've discovered recently?
Echo Boy, yes,
Echo Boy. I can guess what that does.
yeah, but it has so many other things,
Hmm,
and it's from a company called Sound Toys.
hmm,
Sound Toys. That's the plugin that I. It's called Echo Boy, and they also have another one called Crystallizer, and
hmm,
basically they're just you. Let's say you bounce your drum track. I did that a lot on Gunpowder Candy on
hmm,
some of the songs at the album Sing to Nature. So, anyways, when I bounce the drums, the entire drum track to a stereo, right? All those tracks to a stereo. So, what I do to that stereo is I open that plugin, Echo Boy,
hmm.
and I simply let it run on a certain preset. And I go with the knobs and I just find the sound and uh, and that's it. I just have a duplicated track with that effect on.
Hmm.
So I just basically blend that to the original stereo track. I don't know if I made myself very clear, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
use
Oh, yeah.
that plugin as a like an embellishment.
Yeah. Help to
So
bring it up in the mix a little bit more and make it stand
yeah,
out.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So, and when you do that, I assume that you do a different EQ on the. I mean, when I do stuff like that, when I on the extra track that has the extra effect, like the echo effect or whatever, I will, especially the low end and the mid range and stuff, really, or the lower mid range, really like drag a lot of that down so that the stuff that's really popping in the mix is just the little sizzles, so you don't get like the big too much boom, you know.
So yeah, that's totally right because it feeds itself. It really, with time, the low becomes lower and the highs become higher and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you don't want a lot of extra mud bouncing back into the mix.
And it's incredible how the small little things add up in the end. You know, when you hear the mix and you say, "Wow, I can't hear the vocals. I can't hear." It's basically, and then we have the tendency to increase the volume or
Hmm.
add, increase the frequency or certain. In fact, if you start subtracting it, you start noticing how much more room you have. It's
Hmm.
incredible. It's almost a visual effect. You hear and say, "Wow, I can really understand what the instrument is saying
Yeah,
and what instrument it is." Sometimes you don't want them to know, but sometimes you do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so tell me a little bit more about the specific EQ that you like to use, because that one is so visual, and I love how it's like watching you, carve with your line, what's it called, linopress stuff, as you're chiseling. It's like
Yeah,
you're chiseling the waveforms and stuff.
yeah, it's amazing. That plugin is incredible. It's called um, ProQ2
Hmm.
from Fabfilter, and so I have it in my arsenal here on my little library of plugins. And I have another one. I used to work with another one, which was a native Pro Tools EQ. It's called EQ7, I believe. It's very good, but it's not
Yeah, you like
as,
that Pro Q too.
yeah, this one you can go really, you can go, and it's very subtle. You have room to play with, you know. It's very nice. I like it very much.
Do you have any last thoughts or anything else you'd like to share about your EQ process?
Well, what I want to say about EQing is, um, for me, it is a very, very important step in the process,
Hmm.
um, especially in the mixing process. because with that EQ you can add more colors, believe it or not, because you're taking notes, but you're adding. There's a little paradox there. You add more colors by taking them out.
Mm-hmm.
And, but the right ones for your mix, the right colors for your mix. Anyways, I encourage people to get into EQing.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful
experiment,
journey.
experiment and
Yeah,
explore. Yeah,
yeah, and never
I
be
agree.
afraid of turning knobs and saying, "Oh my God, what is that?" And
Yeah, yeah,
going all the way to the max, all the way to the lowest. And I used to have that. I used to be very careful about mixing, but then a friend of mine just told me, don't be afraid of just
crank it.
switching knobs and going up and down. What does that do? Things like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Cool. Well, thank you again so much for taking the time to do this. This has been super fun. I hope that everybody watching and listening has got something out of it as well.
me too. Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity.